What's up, YouTube? COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to another Coming Furious 2 online replay for Season 6. We are playing with Nick, and Lipton is in the far south part of the map here. He's playing as the British. Nick and I are both as the Americans. We're up against 2 OKW players and 1 Wehrmacht player. So let's talk about this map here, Lazarus Ambush. Obviously, so when you're this is a much better 4v4 map. Usually 2 players here, 2 players here. Generally, the strategy with 3 players is who's ever on their own kind of has to hold their side. You're not expected to necessarily hold the victory point, and your 2 allies will double up on the person who's by themselves. So this is our fuel, obviously. That doesn't change. Nick and I are going to be pushing, holding this victory point and around. So Nick and I are going to be here. Lipton's going to be kind of shifting here. That way we'll be able to kind of hold 2 victory points and our fuel. If Lipton can, of course, harass a little bit on this side, he will. But priority goes to the center of the map. And our fuel, obviously. I'm playing a lot of the US in this game lately. I've been actually liking them. Still, they're very vulnerable to early MGs, and it's hard for the units to maneuver around them. But they do have a good thing. They can get grenades, and they can throw their smoke grenade. If you use that properly, it's good. One annoying thing, though, is as your guys are about to launch a smoke grenade and you suddenly get suppressed, you're instantly out of range. Same thing with grenades. Whenever you're suppressed, your infantry basically decide to so that they can't throw as far, which I guess that makes some sense. I get that, but it's kind of annoying. Okay, so we're making a fighting position here. No opposition there. Lipton's going in the middle. Putting up a fighting position here to kind of cover the flank, because often what will happen is if Nick takes this victory point here, right? They'll often try to flank around here. They'll be able to use this wall as cover, which is a nice cover to shoot into this area here. So Kuppelwagen coming up here. We're a little slow to react actually, but since they've left their fueling guard, I'm going to scout ahead. Lipton has his machine gun out. Now his units, unfortunately though, he has them there too. His units are unfortunately very, very spread out, so he's got to deal with that. Meanwhile, his 2 nice position by Lipton, able to cover the road here. So my men are in this house. Lipton told me to hold that, obviously, so I will. A little bit of skirmishing going on here. These guys are in negative cover in the road. They need to get out of there. And he is going to want to get out of that road there. His own unit got suppressed, actually, by a Wehrmacht MG. Meanwhile, in the north, Nick has pushed off the... Oh, this is not a good fight. This is a retreat quickly fight. I am not paying attention. These guys are going to get slaughtered. Yeah, they're almost got away there. I was focusing on the center, trying to outflank. Orange has been reading my mind about outflanking, so let's look at this quick engagement here. American Riflemen should be able to beat these units because we have bolt action. We have a semi-auto, and they have bolt actions. So you figure point blank we'd win. That's not the case, and we had equal health, so that's a little. I'd call this more of a tie. In fact, we will actually win that, but barely. So I see his MG is going to turn. I do have grenades, I believe. No, I do not. Okay, no grenades out yet. Spot was a little while ago, so I'm trying to remember everything that happened. Lipton managed to push them back on the right side from this victory point position here, or from the standard point. Leave in the comments down below if you remember when these were just standard points here. There was no fuel or munitions attached to them. They were just there for fun. Look at Nick wiping out a unit. Very, very nice. So purple doesn't seem to be that good. He's having pink. Purple's down here. They're leaving their fuel open, which is good for me because I'm just going to keep harassing it. Denying Wehrmacht fuel is a good thing. Now the U.S. does rely on munitions though, so denying our munitions would be bad for us, obviously, because Nick and I are both the U.S. Let's look at Nick's position up here. He has an ambulance. He's been really enjoying the paratroopers. So he's going to set up a nice forward, beacon here, basically to guide them in, and then he can drop paratroopers in a very small circle instead of a very large one. So I think I can actually kill this unit now. Yep, they're going to retreat. So I'm going to have to Oh, yeah, so I'm queuing my wounded squad here. very low health because I have another squad coming up. And we should be able to clean up these Wehrmacht units quite easily now. Unfortunately, more reinforcements coming in. They've realized they've lost their fuel. Look at them trying to like hop over a wall here.
Damn Krauts just wasted some of our riflemen.
Very unfortunate. Another squad of mine got wiped out here. I need to be a little careful. Something definitely. There's 4 guys. I guess, yeah, maybe he got stuck with the pathfinding. So, unfortunately, Nick is having a little trouble holding this position. But let's just take a quick look at these guys. These guys were very cool, these airborne units. Screaming Eagles here. They have sniper rifles, so not bad. Supposedly, these guys have great accuracy, and if you give them BARs, they are very deadly. Don't know if that's still the case, never really tried it myself. Lipton is building a Bofors in the middle. Not bad as something to do as the British. Unfortunately, though, it can be mortared from behind the tree line here. I think maybe it would just be out of range, but that's the only downside of where he's placing it. I almost wonder if right here would be good. They shot some kind of grenade, but Lipton was covering, so the Bofors will be up in the center here. I'm sending more units. I managed to actually lose this building. I have a machine gun coming up from the back. I'm trying to get away from this building because they can shoot out of all of those windows. Nick needs more infantry. He has a lot of support units. Maybe saving up for paratroopers. I don't want to fully retreat this unit, so I'm going to hop him over the wall here. In heavy cover, we should do quite well against these guys, actually, with our own BAR and Thompson submachine gun.
All sectors, ability now ready.
Alright, very, very smart, nice grenade placement. It knocked me right off that car and in no cover here. I managed, well, first of all, this machine gun's kind of covering what it can, and the other machine gun's covering its back, so. Not bad at all. They're still taking this, though. They must have been taking some couches from Nick's mortar there. I desperately need an ambulance at the front line here, and that's helping. And we now have one out. I'm gonna run this guy actually over here and try to reinforce off of Nick's ambulance, I think. Or just get them out of the way because my ambulance is on its way. For some reason it came in on this side. Not like it really matters, but if you look at the mini-map down here, I don't think we can. You can see these X's. That's where your units come in off the battlefield. That was just how it used to be, but I think it was this summer. It was definitely this year. A new patch made it so units actually come out of the building they're produced. So if you're playing as the Soviets, there may be some reason to build your barracks at the very front of your base versus behind. I usually just place them wherever. I don't put them in the back ever. I usually just move them toward the front anyway, like I did for years. But that's something to think about, that kind of strategy. Looks like Purple is now taking the south again. Lipton has a nice entrenchment here. I brought out my ambulance for him. And I'm running my... Where's my lieutenant? He's still over here. That is not good. He's very low on health. Oh, you know what I was doing? Okay, so Lipton had one man in his combat engineer squad, right? And then he needed my ambulance to reinforce his own units. So we have a little bit of units coming in. Nick has a nice 50 cal setup. He dropped that with his airborne, actually. It's part of his doctrine. That's why you see a rear echelon manning it. It'd be interesting if there's a video actually on if you have a regular MG squad versus the rear echelon one, if there's more health or not. Grenade would be quite nice there. Looks like they're going to be... Got more troops coming in. Meanwhile, Purple is literally, if you look at the minimap, Purple is at the bottom of Lipton's base there. Really pushing, but we're holding the victory points here. If I were Nick, I would try to barbed wire, put some emplacements here, just try to deny my opponent from getting this close. Nick should really be fighting along here, and this road should just be one machine gun here to cover that, and you should be absolutely fine. There's like no need to keep this amount of units here. Well, looks like Nick learned the valuable lesson of not putting the beacon, even though it's a small circle, not good idea to put it right next to trees there. So that sucks. Meanwhile, I have Rangers. They have a flak truck over here. I do have to be careful. I'm going to see this set up, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. Nope, nope, nope. Not going to get instantly suppressed. Run by Rangers. Okay, let's look at what's inside. Looks like they wiped out an MG of his, outflanked it through the forest here.
There's a major reporting for action.
Major on the field. Orange's units here.
All sectors. Ability now ready.
Look at this guy. He's not even getting set up to fire, basically. Keep in mind, though, this is a 50 cal. And the 50 cal can use armor-piercing rounds. So, yeah, not a great idea. So that was very good. That was good of Nick to do that. Very, very nice of Nick to pop that preemptively as he saw that thing rolling up. I'm unfortunately suppressed by this MG back here, so I don't want to do anything. I think I'm relying. I'm so close to being able to get a tank here, either a Jackson or a Sherman. Something. We still have victory points in our favor. And by the way, paratroopers with not just the, yeah, there we go. Paratroopers, the LMG, the 30 cals, very, very nice. Wrecking those units there. He tried repairing this. He's going to set it up here. This is not good for me. That thing's going to start ripping into my lieutenant. He's going to instantly go down to one man. I have to retreat. Will I see this? Yeah, I do it the last second there, and I get my lieutenant out. That's good for me. I have my own mortar out to shell this house here, but I'm in trouble right now. I have a machine gun in the house I can use. I will pop the armor piercing if this thing gets close. But right now, okay. Will I pop that? I don't think I can see him. No, I cannot see him in the fog of war. Otherwise, I'd be shooting. Now a Panzer IV pushing up Nick's side here. No, okay, Nick's units are back here, is it? Yeah, so, this kind of sucks. I'm going to load armor piercing, and we are going to shred that thing, hopefully.
We've lost a fighting position.
Oh no, we're shooting at the tank.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Sherman's out here. I need to get my Sherman up here ASAP because he's just quick repairing this thing and keeping it alive, and my machine gun's going to die if I don't hop him out of the building here. He looked a little glitched there. The guy wasn't even manning the gun.
Just got wiped out.
I did some damage though, and my Sherman is out to respond to this kind of counterattack going on. The counterattack I shall launch is what I mean. And he's back. Honestly, rather annoying. He's using this thing well, 6 kills. But you're gonna, yeah, not. Yeah, you're being shot up by Nick. More smoke being popped down. Here's the thing, though. My Sherman's here. And if I can, I need to help Nick more with the tank here. That's a higher priority than this thing. Looks like I got killed by a mortar. Or an AT of some sort. So I'm going to start shooting at this guy here. Lipton's meanwhile taking back this side. Purple's kind of focusing on this side now. And all three of them over here actually. Purple, orange, and pink. Nick is having a battle and he has nice BARs on his units. LMGs on his paratroopers there. Meanwhile, I'm trying to run away from the... What is popping? I pop smoke there, okay. Trying to confuse my opponents here. Get my guys back. I have more units coming up. I've actually activated, these guys have bazookas now. I've done the weapons rack. I even had my major up here. Oh, come on. You know when you watch something back and like you're just like,
We lost an
Why'd I lose that squad there? You
They
just,
got wiped out.
that's what I'm, as I'm watching some of this, that's what I'm seeing. So no opposition on Lipton in the south here, taking the munitions away from our opponents, which is always good. Purple is pushing up again. This guy should be right next to my ambulance for a forward retreat point. So definitely AT units. Where's my tank's back here repairing? Yeah, with my mortar support in the church courtyard there, we should be able to clean up these grenadier squads. And I threw a grenade at them, which hurt their hit points. Oh, and yeah, I have my rangers that are over here in the center trying to help Lipton not get outflanked. So all is really quiet. Our opponents went for the Stuka Sufus. Now that did their tank die? No, yeah, we just looked at that's repairing down there. That's really far away to repair, to be honest. Depends what they're going to launch at Lipton. He has his AT gun. So he has a Bofors for infantry, machine gun for infantry, and an AT gun. So Lipton's pretty secure in the center. And he's outflanking an MG. Very nice.
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders.
I have another machine gun team, mostly for the armor-piercing rounds, because that can it can devastate light vehicles like that Stuka Sufus or the flak track died earlier. But it's just good to put in this build and stop those infantry. Also built some sandbags here. I'm trying to get my tank just to run over this little this portion right here, so he can kind of snipe from the courtyard here. But it doesn't seem like he wants to. See, I'm like trying to run over the fence so he can just kind of get a clear shot, but it looks like this is blocking him. So all is quiet. It looks like Purple is going to go do a tank rush, like this is Conquest, and shoot at Lipton's base. Lipton does have a nice tank coming out, though. But we have our own problems. A Panther is on this side now. So keep an eye on Lipton's base here. But also on the attack that's definitely going to come. Purple's going to launch another attack, it looks like here. He sees Lipton, he sees Nick's paratroopers here. He sees where our positions are, so if he works well with his opponent, his ally here, he's going to launch the Stuka Sufus right into Nick's position. Or he'll try to kill me. Yeah, all my units were bunched up there. So that really hurt. It actually wiped out my bazooka squad, which is very unfortunate because I invested. And then, yeah, look at my tank. This was absolutely devastating. Getting hit by that Stuka, nothing to stop this Panther from killing me here. So, honestly, I tried to run away. I probably should have just run forward when I saw that first one land. But, devastating. Bazookas on the ground. Men are dead here. Tank down. I have a Jackson coming up, though. Meanwhile, Lipton is in the south, and in the minimap. Lipton's chasing off that one tank that was there. Yeah, they had to have been able to see where my infantry were all lined up here. Another Stuka Sufus coming down. And this one's not coming after me, it's going after Nick. They're absolutely pounding this position. Like, I'm trying to tell my tank to shoot. And look at my shell bouncing off that armor. I need something from Nick here. I need him to hit his engine, do something. And then infantry to help reinforce. Nick did manage to man this AT gun, but he needs to hit this thing with a... I mean, it is a Vet 3 squad, though. Okay, Nick's turning his AT gun. He's kind of ignoring me, which I'll take, because that was a nice rear armor shot there. And he just got hit by the AT gun, so... both our shots bounced off. That was crazy. So the Panther threat is gone. Nick is reinforcing off of this beacon. Meanwhile, the enemy pushed up here, wiped out my mortar team here. Yeah, that was a really good attack from our opponents. I mean, it didn't actually achieve anything like change the victory point, but they definitely, Nick and I are both, we're hurting from that. Pink definitely needs more infantry. Let's take a look at the south here too, what I'm talking about. Pink needs more infantry if you're going to do that kind of an attack there. It seems like the infantry is always in the back repairing tanks, and while Storm Pioneers are good for that, if you're not really using them, if you're not using them with their bazookas, sorry, not bazooka, if you're not really using them with their Panzer Shrek there, you're kind of wasting them. If they're going to be AT, great, but move them up with your troops to take out enemy tanks. But Orange is not really doing any favors here. Look, all his men are back at base. They are reinforcing a little bit. Purple's now gone with artillery. The thing is, we don't have a bunch of positions, really. We're not really... I mean, okay, Lipton. I mean, this might be good, because Lipton's pretty entrenched as the British there in the center, but they've got heavy artillery when we don't have a ton of infantry, necessarily, for these good targets here. And they're having trouble seeing where our targets are, anyway. And now we have them triple cap. They're down to 119 points every couple of seconds there. Nick really could use some armor here. Because if we could just push a little further, it's going to be a turning point. Main gun destroyed. Panther down. Now, you know, if there was no fog of war, can you imagine how easy this game would be? I have my infantry. We're going to move up. I have my tank here. This is the counterattack time. At least we're killing this stupid thing, which is giving away all our positions to our opponent. He is going to retreat. And Lipton is getting bombarded in the center here. He's doing the quick repair thing. He's calling a rocket strafe here. I like how my shot just flat out missed there. Another tank there. It's very beat up. And the rocket got it. Very nice. That thing is now dead. Lipton could really use some help. He needs some eyes to spot that. All my units have bazookas. We are ready. We are ready to devastate our opponents here. A little bit of fighting in the center here. Not too much. He's backing up his Stukas. He knows I may push forward, which I am doing currently right now. And this gun is totally unprotected. So we have grenades, we have bazookas. Let's do this. Grenade off. And my goal is not to decrew this. It is to absolutely destroy it. And there you go, gun down thanks to our bazookas. And there's a second gun, actually. Now, they're going to see this, right? And they're going to want to counter me. They call the Stukas on their own troops. So I'm shooting with my bazookas here. They're kind of doing the thing where they run over your infantry and everything, get them all stuck, kind of the cheap COH 2 pathing, you know, thing. So I'm just going to have to retreat out of there. But I did damage them. They only have 10 points left remaining, so while we kept the Stukas alive, really just not having the infantry. And he's going to wipe out some infantry as they retreat. They're going to run into his bomb. Okay, 3 or 4 guys, whatever. Anyway, good game to our opponents. That was it. The critical thing was we were able to hold the center and the left for most of the game. They just didn't have the infantry to actually take it. They had some armor. Okay, don't go Stukas and artillery when you're the Wehrmacht and the OKW. You need someone with infantry or some tanks, because OKW had no tanks. Purple had the Panzer IVs, and Pink had a Panther, and then a Panzer IV that got destroyed. Not enough, not effective use of their armor. Getting our opponents, here's the scores here and the kills. Nick had the most, but we are both negative. See you guys in the next episode. Confirm 221, sign off.